So this is my makeup tutorial. I'm going to do a quick tutorial as of what I'm doing my makeup as now. I kind of go through spurts of doing things different ways. I'll get a new product and I'll use it for a long time. I don't have a lot of time. The baby is crawling around playing with his toys. The boys are playing with their new Skylanders, and I gotta get ready really fast. So let's start. Right now I'm using my L'Oreal Nude True Match Super Blendable Makeup as my foundation. And I just apply this with my fingers. I normally just do a bunch of dots all around, shaking it, applying a little more generously where I have blemishes. That way it can kind of set up right there. And I normally do this like 5 or 6 times, sometimes more, depending on how I want my makeup to be. If I'm doing like a super duper like heavy makeup day, I'll do a lot. If I'm just doing like a light quick thing, maybe I'll only do 2 or 3 dabs. So I do that, and then I just blend it in with my fingers. I was for a while using my sponge because I liked the way it blended, but I didn't like how much product it was using up. And I want to invest in a good brush, and I see that in my near future. But for now, you know, my fingers are working. The only reason why you don't like using my fingers is because then I have it all over my hand. And like now, I hear the baby getting fussy, and I have to do this fast, so having it on my hands does not really make it easier. Okay, because I'm still struggling to get the perfect color makeup to match me. I'm kind of in between colors, and so I have to make sure it's really blended in on my neck. I don't apply extra to my neck, but I do make sure it's nice and blended in around my neck and my ears and up into my hair, just because I don't like having a line. I want it to try to look like my natural skin. I don't really care about my makeup looking natural because I like a lot of makeup, but the base I do like to make it look natural as possible. At this point, you would normally, well, I will do some concealer sometimes. I'm only doing it now, really, because I have a couple really big blemishes that are annoying me. So I'm just going to go ahead and conceal them out. So I dab some on, and with my finger, I'm just kind of just pulsating around, spreading it out just so it looks, you don't have like this white spot. That's all I'm going to do now. You can accent under your eyes, around your nose, under your lips. Like, you can do all the highlights and all that. But this is just my quick and easy one. So at this point, you would normally apply your powder. However, I do my powder differently. Not the right way. Whatever. But I like to put my powder on after my blush and bronzer, just because sometimes I get a little excessive and this light's not the best. So I figure when I put the powder over it, kind of like sets it all and mutes it a little bit. So I'm using my Naked palette today, and I really like a few. I love all these colors, so I kind of mix it up every day. Today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take we're going to do some Sidecar today. So I'm going to take some Sidecar right here, if you can see this one right here, and I'm going to apply that onto my eyelid. Okay, and I'll do the other one. I'm sorry if I make a lot of weird makeup faces. Brett and Marin from Marinative call that my concentration face. But I do it a lot, especially with mascara. Don't we all like make a funny face when we're putting on mascara? Okay, so that's a good, just neutral. I'm not doing a lot. And then I'm going to go ahead and take some Hustle, which is this third one over right here. And I'm just going to take that into the outside of my eye, doing little feather strokes just to darken the outside and then up into the crease. I'm not doing it harsh. I want to keep my strokes nice and little, back and forth to blend it in. I don't want a harsh line. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. Little strokes up into the crease. And then sometimes you can even go back in with circles and blend it out. I have the hardest time keeping my eyes even. I really think my eyebrows are uneven. I think this one's lower and this one's higher. And they're terribly out of shape right now. But I've been working on shaping them and growing them out and then reshaping them to the point where they match, because I feel like I have more space on this eye to do makeup than this eye. So it's, I don't know. Okay, so I went a little excessive down here, so I'm just going to swipe it up. You really don't want any to go off of this line here. You want to keep your makeup above that. So I'm just going to push some of this up, just so it's nice and even. Okay, so that just gives it a little bit of depth. I'm going to wipe my brush off here. I use my pants. I always use my pajama pants. Because I'm usually getting ready and I'm just going to take them off with them dirty clothes. I used to have a towel here and I used to like hit them constantly, and then my husband would get mad because there would be makeup everywhere. So I switched to my pants. Okay, so now I'm going to switch to some Sin, which is the second one here. It's just a really, really light. I like shimmery colors, and I'm going to apply that up to the top of my eye and just blend it up into my eyebrows and then down around the color. I'm probably going to have to do a couple passes through the makeup. Just blending it in. There we go. Okay, so I'm at 7 minutes now. If I wasn't stopping and talking and showing, I'd probably be closer to 5. I've gotten to the point now with 3 kids that I can basically shower, makeup, and be ready out of the house in like 40 minutes. And that is great for me. Okay. So that just gives a little bit of depth into my eyes. Like I said, I'm just a little bit, I'm not doing a lot. I'm going to grab a different brush, my pointy brush. This brush is by e.l.f. and it's the eyeliner brush, and that's exactly what I'm going to use it for. I'm going to use some Creep, which is this one here. This one is really blue and I haven't really tried it a lot, but I really like this Creep. It's just like a really good charcoaly black. And I pull my eye taut and just apply some down at the base. Now this, you want to do lots of little strokes just back and forth, keeping it nice and level with your eyelid, otherwise you're going to have a really thick line. I'm just darkening underneath the lash line. I find that doing this, I usually get a lot of powder in my eye. It just dries it out a little bit. Do a few blinks, you'll be fine. And so as you just saw, because I did that, I had a bunch of shadow come down to my other eye. I just push up and it kind of puts a liner on. So it did that. I didn't even apply anything to my bottom. I am, however, going to go back up just to this corner and darken this corner just a little bit. Like that. And so then just by pushing, people always ask me, how do you get your eyeliner so straight? How do you get your eyeliner so straight? And this is before I use the powder, but even with regular eyeliner, I would draw it and then I would just push it down with my finger until it was in the spot that I liked. So same thing here. You push it up until it's nice and neat, going around back and forth, and you kind of shape it yourself. So I'm going to do the same thing with the other eye now. Pull your skin taut, otherwise you're not going to have a nice clean line. Little lines back and forth, This kind of goes the same for pencil, but you're not going to want to do the little lines. You're going to want to pull it taut and then just do long straight lines. And you always start with pencil where you want it the littlest. So you would always start on the inside of the eye and then drag it out to the outside because you tend to get thicker as you're dragging. Okay, so this one didn't drop as much onto the bottom, so I'm going to have to do a little bit more on the bottom. And this is probably where you're going to get a lot of shadow in your eye. Okay, like I said, I don't want it so thick on the inside, so I'm just brushing it off. There we go. So that's my eyes. Mascara is something I always do last. So next I'm going to do my quick blush bronzer. And because we're in summer, I'm not doing it as thick as I used to. I'm using my e.l.f. Contour Blush and Bronzers powder. It's quite used. I'm just going to take some blush. I'm not using the bronzer, and I'm just applying it to the tips of my apples of my cheeks, up on my cheekbones. And I'm doing circles. At first I did swoops to get it in, and then I'm doing circles just because I don't want a line. I want it to look more natural, like that. So now I'm going to do it on the other side, right up at the top of the cheekbone, back and forth. Once you feel like you have a good amount of color, then you just start doing circles, making sure to get up into your hairline too, down into your nose. You don't want it to be streaky. Like that. And then you're going to do your powder. And I always do my powder after, I always do mascara after because I don't like doing my powder after my mascara and then a bunch of powder getting in my eyes. So this one I'm using the L'Oreal True Match powder. It matches my cream. And just my e.l.f. brush. Start at the top, blend it down into the nose. And I don't lock focus on where I put the blush. See, I'm keeping it up here into my eye. And I am blending it down at the top. But I will skip this portion and go down to here. And I find that that kind of helps blending it in. And I don't ever apply in the same motion. I'm constantly switching from up and down to circles, making sure to blend it into my neck. I find the powder also blends in a lot. To my ears, everything. There's that. And at this time, if I was doing a lot of makeup, I'd go back and I'd shape my brows using my pencil and my powder, but I am not going to. I'm just going to go ahead and apply mascara and call it a day. My tip for mascara is lots of coats. You start at the bottom of your lashes, wiggle, 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 and pull. And as I'm pulling, I'm just twisting at the same time. So let's see if I could do that again. Wiggle, 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 and then pull and twist. And I am using my favorite mascara, the Scandalized by Rimmel. And always start on the outside. I get a good amount on the outside, and then I go back and do the inside. And the insides, I usually just twist and pull, wiggle, pull. And then you go back and kind of just do little strokes to make it to where they're not all stuck together. This mascara is getting old, so I might have to do a little more than just a couple passes. I'm going to go ahead and do this side. I have a really hard time doing mascara when I'm not nice and close to the mirror. I think this one has a little more. And it's all about layers, just layering it on. I like really thick, long lashes. To me, if I don't have a lot of mascara on, I look funny. I like a lot. Now you're seeing the concentration phase. I think it's because it pulls those lashes down. So that's going to be my makeup for the day. Put this back. And my hair, I'm going to kind of do the same thing that I had done, just a ponytail. My hair is getting long. It's like getting to this point where it's just starting to get annoying. I want to get it cut and layered again. It's just too thick. I have way too thick of hair. So I'm just going to brush it back. Ow. Into a pony. Pony. I'm not planning on going anywhere today. I might have to run over to Target, but I used to work at Target, so they all know me. I don't really care. So I just put up in a pony, and then because of these being so annoying, I should have, unless I do. I take 2 bobby pins, grab all this excess hair, twist, pop it down so it has like just a little poof. And then I take 1 bobby pin this way. And then I crisscross 1 bobby pin the other way. Just like that. Then I kind of brush those ends into my hair. And there we go. I am ready for the day. I am covered in powder and hair, so I have to go get dressed, but that's how I do my makeup when I'm just doing something quick. And it's taken me a little bit longer, like I said earlier, because I've had to stop and explain. I can do that, you know, in about 7-8 minutes. I can do all of that if I'm rushing. Yeah. So here's 2 videos. Woohoo!